If Black Lives Matter, why don't white lives matter? Help this make sense, please. I bet you it already makes sense. The answer is so obvious. But hold on 1 minute. It might make sense to you, and the answer might be obvious to you, but it might not be obvious to everybody. You are not everybody. So, Black Lives Matter, Asian Lives Matter, but White Lives Matter is taboo and offensive and will get you canceled real quick. This week, free-thinking Black people, Kanye West and Candace Owens, wore t-shirts that read White Lives Matter at a fashion show. Kanye West and Candace Owens got a backlash for wearing these t-shirts. P. Diddy said that the move was tone deaf. Will Smith's son walked out of the fashion show in protest. Adidas, the sports brand, is currently reviewing their partnership with Kanye West as a result of him wearing a White Lives Matter t-shirt. And this just to name a few of the backlashes. But before we go deeper, let's get a few things straight. Black Lives Matter is a slogan as well as the name of a politically motivated organization. Not all Black people support the Black Lives Matter movement because the slogan and the Black Lives Matter organization is considered one and the same. Black Lives Matter, the organization, has been accused of being a fraudulent organization by Black people from all walks of life, saying that it cares little about Black lives and Black issues, and that it is instead being driven by a political agenda to get the Black vote for the Democratic Party. Some have argued that the Black Lives Matter slogan will get more support from all Black people if the slogan is disassociated itself from the actual organization. Some Black people have suggested a different slogan that speaks to the welfare of Black people in America and around the world, a slogan that has nothing to do with the Black Lives Matter organization. Maybe a slogan like Black People Matter or Stop Black Hate would unite all Black people in the fight for equal rights and justice. Not long ago, Asian people were under attack, and the media made sure that we all knew that. Some Black people were offended that the Asian Lives Matter movement, officially known as Stop Asian Hate, was taken away from the Black Lives Matter and the Black struggle. But there was no backlash for those who supported the Stop Asian Hate movement. Now, on to the White Lives Matter. There's a slogan, White Lives Matter, and there's the organization called White Lives Matter as well, which some believe that it's similar to the Black Lives Matter organization. Some people consider the White Lives Matter organization as a white supremacist organization. The same way some people consider Black Lives Matter as a black supremacist organization. Clearly, we all know that Kanye West and Candace Owens are not white supremacists. They are a Black man and a Black woman. Should they have worn the t-shirts that are tied to a white supremacist organization? That's a good question. I believe Kanye West and Candace Owens are getting a backlash for wearing those t-shirts because people are associating the White Lives Matter slogan to the White Lives Matter organization. Just like with the Black Lives Matter organization, you cannot separate the two. You cannot separate the exact slogan name to the exact organization name because they are considered one and the same. I also think that they are getting the backlash because people don't want to humanize white people. Some people believe and want to continue believing that white people are inherently evil people who did very bad things to other races and group of people and should suffer the sins of their forefathers. And because of this, their lives should not matter because they are not suffering like black people and other races. That's what some people believe. And the white people who are capitalizing on this are doing it in a form of a political manipulation to get black people to be so emotionally triggered so that they won't think straight about more serious issues that are truly affecting black people in America. The media has a way of breadcrumbing the black vote, especially close to elections, and the black vote falls for it every time. It's actually sad to watch, but kudos to the black people who have caught on to the political games and said no more breadcrumbing us with these race-baiting emotional battles. Should Kanye West and Candace Owens have worn the t-shirts with the slogan Black Lives Matter? Personally, I would have advised them not to. The same way I would advise white people not to have Black Lives Matter signs on their property. I've seen that a lot. It's all just pandering, These slogans do nothing tangible. Instead of hanging up a sign that says Black Lives Matter, how about volunteering to change a black life in a more tangible way? Hanging up the sign Black Lives Matter does not make you look like a more nicer person, to black people. It does not make you look more black loving than the next white person who doesn't have the sign up. And wearing the White Lives Matter shirt is just another tactic to stick it to the other group so they can know how the other group feels. It's all just an emotional, manipulative, political game, really. This has nothing to do about lives in general. It's nothing to do with like bettering black lives or white lives. This is all a political game, just to stick to the other person, and yeah, that's what I believe. That's why I don't mess with these slogans. I don't mess with Black Lives Matter. I don't mess with White Lives Matter. To me, they're all just a way to get us all emotionally riled up for political reasons. But in all seriousness, I think adults should do whatever they want with their time and dime or money, as long as they are not physically harming anyone. I hold freedom of speech and freedom of expression in high regard because I'm a lover of freedom. I wish we could get back to the days when people could freely express themselves without the fear of being canceled, being hated, or being physically attacked for their views. The fact that people can get so triggered by someone's sense of fashion and someone merely expressing themselves is mind-boggling to me. This stifling of freedom of speech and freedom of expression is very dangerous, and I feel like it's mostly one-sided. If it doesn't fit the liberal narrative, then all hell breaks loose. That's not right though. We can't all agree and see things the same way, and that's okay. Why should one set of belief system be given the monopoly over freedom of speech and freedom of expression and be allowed to police everyone's opinions based on their biased views? Can we all just be humans and respect each other's opinions and expressions without causing a severe backlash? Did anyone get killed because Kanye West and Candace Owens wore those t-shirts? And if someone gets killed, should the blame be on the t-shirts worn or on the mental health state of our world today, where people are triggered by things that they should ignore and go about their business? How can we heal our mental health and be more mentally and emotionally resilient, whereby we don't lose it the moment someone does something to offend us? There's no human being immune from being offended. We will be offended by what we choose to be offended by. What offends me might not offend you, and vice versa. So why should all hell break loose because you offended? And all hell didn't break loose when I got offended. because I handled it differently. I believe this backlash and cancel culture of today speaks to the mental health issues of people nowadays. And it's not healthy to be easily triggered and offended. Not everything has to be a huge deal. And now can you imagine that Adidas, a white organization / a white company that has probably never done anything major to help black people, is now offended by White Lives Matter, and that it's reviewing its partnership with Kanye West because of that. How many black people work for Adidas? Adidas is my favorite sports brand, and I hope they don't pander to black people and the powers that be by canceling another black man. Kanye West Black Lives Matters too. He has to eat and feed his family. Now you want to take money from his pockets because he wore a t-shirt that says White Lives Matter? And his black life is entitled to his opinion. I mean, his black life is entitled to its own opinion. Hello? How can you be for Black Lives Matter, but then you don't respect black lives expression? Kanye West, Candace, Owens, they are black people. They are expressing themselves. Doesn't their black life matter? Doesn't their black lives matter, including their opinions and expressions? Is this now a new form of slavery, where a black man can't freely express himself, or the white man will whip him into submission? Adidas, I dare you to punish Kanye West for this. I love you, Adidas, but if you do, I might have to cancel you too. Can companies please stay out of our minds? We pay you to give us products and services, not to colonize us. Someone please make this madness stop. Like seriously. I am so sick and tired of all these useless, politically driven slogans, camouflaged as humanitarian slogans. All they do is cause more divisions and put us at each other's throats. We are already too divided as it is, and I want no part in these divisive tactics. I am pro-human, and I don't play into these race, emotionally charged manipulations from the powers that be. Anyway, when are aliens supposed to be invading planet Earth again? Or is that no longer a thing? Maybe then we can all unite and come together under the slogan, Human Lives Matter. Now, that's a slogan I'll rally behind and wear a t-shirt for. Well, guys, this is the end of my video. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And please remember, do not hate each other because you disagree. One love.